What's good with the YouTube, man? It's your boy Rojo. This is the Rojo Roll. Hey, man, I want to talk about something, man. People have been asking me to do this one, on the other channel, and I'm going to do it. It's about Watsonville. It's about Operation Groundhog. Now, this is a couple years old, but I've got numerous requests for this one, so we're going to knock it out, man. This is from the Monterey Herald, and believe it or not, just because it's in Watsonville, it's about the South Side gentlemen, specifically the Poorside. Okay. Anyway, we'll get to it. Four of the gang members arrested during Operation Groundhog, a year-long Watsonville police investigation into a violent Sureño street gang, have been sentenced to prison, District Attorney Bob Lee said on Monday. Another four have been convicted of charges and sentenced to local jail time or probation. In total, 45 suspected Poorside gang members were arrested during the probe, and two others are wanted, according to Watsonville police. Gang investigators said they targeted Poorsiders after seeing an increasing number of violent acts linked to the gang, believed to be the largest Sureño gang in Watsonville with about 200 members. Pretty decent size. That's a decent sized gang. That's nothing small. I never would have known that they were that deep up there. Watsonville Police Chief Manny Solano said the gang is responsible for at least 10 violent incidents, drive-by shootings, assaults, armed robberies, and stabbings in the past year. Gangs are the number one problem we have in this county, he says. Because gangs respect no boundaries, we too respect no boundaries, Solano said. While there are more Norteño gang members in Watsonville than Sureños, police went after the Southerners because recent gang operations in Watsonville and the region, such as Operation Red Bull in September of 2007, or Operation Knockout in Salinas last month, targeted Northerners. I guess they were trying to do some equal rights type of things. Hey, we got the farmers. Let's get the essays. Come on, man. Poorside Watsonville members were getting more violent and doing real brazen things. We do what we do, essay. Using informants and other investigative tactics, a team of 5 Watsonville police officers went after the gang's leadership and most active members. As the operation grew, police sought assistance from the FBI, the district attorney's office, and the county's anti-crime team. Some Watsonville police officers were deputized as federal agents and put on the FBI payroll during the investigation. What if that's a pay increase? It sounds like it. They called the probe Operation Groundhog because they didn't want gang members to know where police would pop up next, according to Solano. During the final days of the investigation, police, I could talk, police, that's twice in a row. Police served search warrants in Watsonville, the rural areas surrounding the city, as well as on Santa Cruz's west side. Officers seized 18 guns, 7 of which had been reported stolen, as well as brass knuckles, a butterfly knife, shanks, heroin, and methamphetamines during the operation. Police filled tables with the recovered weapons during a press conference Monday afternoon. Gesturing at the pile of guns, Watsonville Mayor Luis Alejo said, "All we know, these guns that are here before us represented lives saved. All we know, oh no, excuse me, we all know these guns that are here before us represent lives saved." Okay. The guns, most of which had been stolen during car break-ins and home burglaries. Some of the suspected gang members were arrested for allegedly trafficking firearms, something Solano characterized as small-time selling or trading among the gang, not gun smuggling. The results of ballistic tests that could link the rifles, shotguns, revolvers, and semi-automatic pistols to violent crimes are pending. The operation stretched out for more than a year, in part to reduce personnel costs for police and attorneys involved in the investigation, he says. His office did not rack up any overtime hours handling the cases, he says, and Watsonville police kept their costs to a minimum, according to Solano. To date, 8 people have been convicted. In the most severe case so far, Victor De La Torre, 19, was convicted of a gang-related assault and will serve 10 years in prison. Angel Magana, 20, was convicted of gang participation and gun possession. He is serving a 2-year state prison sentence. Jose Gonzalez was convicted of gang participation, conspiracy to commit assault, and evading police. A judge sent him to state prison for 5 years, according to Lee. Jesus Rocha Zamora was convicted of gang participation and served a 270-day jail sentence. Francisco Nova, 30, was convicted of possessing drugs for sale and served a 180-day county jail sentence. Jose Guadalupe Raya, 18, admitted a probation violation and serving 93 days. Juan Garcia and Rudy Gobos, convicted of possessing drugs, sentenced to Prop 36. Ricardo Fernandez was convicted of gang participation and conspiracy to commit assault. He is awaiting sentencing, but has already agreed to serve 4 years in state prison. Honorato Rincon, 31, was convicted of gang participation and gun possession. He was sentenced to 270 days in the county, which he is serving, and he is one of the 4 men arrested who have immigration holds on their cases. Man, immigration holds. They're a SOB. Federal authorities are reviewing the immigration status of Rincon and 3 other suspected illegal immigrants. It's possible they will be deported once their local cases are adjudicated. Among the 45 arrests, 2 suspect gang members were juveniles. Also, 22 of the men arrested faced strikes, which means their offenses could carry longer prison sentences if convicted. These cases give us a lot more leverage, he says. At least 4 suspected gang members will be in court next week for preliminary hearings. There are cases pending against other suspects, says Watsonville Deputy Police Chief Rudy Escalante. In total, 51 alleged gang members were identified during Operation Groundhog. That's a quarter of their gang if they have 200 people. Still, police acknowledge that the culmination of Operation Groundhog did not signal the end of gang violence in Watson. We recognize this isn't going to solve everything, Solano said. He, Lee, and others from the justice system were meeting Monday afternoon to discuss their next collaboration. You know what they mean, their next group of indictments. Before the day was over, suspected gang members shot a laborer on the Pajaro River levee during a botched robbery. Man, it was going down in Watsonville. I mean, those aren't the most serious charges I've ever heard, from, an indictment that they're going to make press releases about. There's no hot ones. There's no massive amounts of drugs recovered. Yeah, they're going to find some guns, Gang members kind of usually tend to have some guns laying around. You know what I mean? But a lot of people asked me to do that one, and I wasn't familiar with it, and I didn't know that it was the Southsiders that it targeted. You know what I mean? But it's kind of funny how they mentioned, well, we just did 2 Norteño indictments. Let's indict the Sureños now. Like, why decide to indict anybody? People are messing up. It doesn't matter where they're from. You got to do indictments. You got to do indictments. But hey, we got the Norteños. Let's go get the Sureños, or we got the Sureños. Let's go get these. Let's go get City Hall. Come on, man. That's kind of weird. But man, them indictments ain't no joke. These guys got off lucky on those sentences, man. Man, those sentences ain't nothing, bro. You know what I mean? If they would have had a little bit more serious charges with them gang enhancements and stuff, man, they would have got some really significant terms, man. But these guys seem to have got off pretty lucky, fortunately for them. And that definitely disrupted, that particular hood, at least temporarily. You know what I mean? But hey, you see, this is like these lessons that I try to tell you. And it's usually on the other channel. I just wanted to do this one because I felt like putting out some content. This is one I've been wanting to do. You do things, you're from the hood, selling dope, you got a pistol. You might not even be involved in nothing, man, but just the fact that they catch you with that, you got the gun in your house, you ain't out gangbanging, man. Now you have a gun while contributing or participating or benefiting or assisting or furthering a criminal organization. Fortunately for these guys, the sentences, man, those were pretty lenient. I've got more time for damn commercial burglary than these fools got for gang participation. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, count their blessings. Hopefully, this is a lesson learned. You know, or the more violence you have, the more people are going to watch. The more people are going to want to come holler at you. There's an uptick of violence in communities that are small like that doesn't really have the law enforcement personnel to dedicate to following you around, investigating you for X amount of time, to bribe confidential sources, whatever the way they're going about making their case. But you piss them off enough, they're gonna call Uncle Sam and be like, "Hey Sam, hey, Poorside dudes, they're out of line. Let's take them down." Then that federal government comes in, and when they come in, they're coming and they're trying to break you off. I can't believe how lenient they were in these sentencing things. That's a trip to me. But hey, congratulations to them, and hopefully they don't go back and whatever. But gangbanging comes at a cost. Hey, these fools might have been pushing a little dope and got 6 months in the county, but you add that little street gang participation, and it could have been a lot worse. So maybe it'll be a learning experience, man. Anyway, this is your boy Rojo. This is the Rojo Room. Appreciate you guys. Have an excellent rest of your Wednesday.